From Bali to every stunning Indonesian beach, the word for Indonesia is heavenly. Beyond its beauty, it is brewing a storm in the economic world, and the results are mind-blowing.
Indonesia can be part of a much larger wave of growth and development in Asia. But for that to happen, the lesson is very clear. You have to keep on opening up your economy and keep on engaging the world.
This country is on track to becoming the world's fastest growing economy. So, to explore this country, we will be delving into the details of its economic strength, trade growth, overcoming challenges, and glimpse into a promising future. The story of Indonesia is one of strength, resilience, and hard work. Indonesia is endowed with natural resources like silver, coal, natural gas, petroleum, gold, and much more. It is a land bustling with milk and honey. And just like many countries blessed with natural resources, Indonesia was colonized, and there was a tug-of-war between its colonial masters for centuries, from the Netherlands under the Dutch East Indian Company to the Japanese occupation, for who would own it. By the time they were through in 1945 and Indonesia gained back its sovereignty in 1949, it was almost a shell of itself. Emphasis on almost, because this country picked itself up and wowed everyone around it. Unlike other countries blessed with so many natural resources, they were not plagued with the natural resources curse, or Dutch disease, as economists would call it.
Dutch disease, the phenomenon where foreign money comes into a country. It makes your currency more expensive because more people are demanding your currency.
They invested in other areas and grew their economy to what we see and envy now. Indonesia is one of the largest economies in the world, ranked number 16, which is pretty impressive for an emerging market economy. In Asia, it is ranked the 5th largest economy just behind China, Japan, India, and South Korea. And compared to these countries, it's been shown that Indonesia may soon take over to be higher in rank than them, for just one reason: its aging population. China and Japan, for one, although being world powers in the economic sector, have an aging population higher than the population of its youths. And this has been predicted to go on like this until 2050. This is like 20-something years ahead, and with the speed at which the Indonesian economy is rising, it won't take that long to take over. Indonesia's demographics and population form the very pulse of its economic vitality. Indonesia is experiencing a youth bulge, meaning a significant proportion of its population is young. This isn't just a statistic. It's an economic superpower. A youthful workforce means more energetic labor, innovation, and productivity. These young minds are the engine behind Indonesia's economic surge. To give you a picture of its youthful vitality, this unique country boasts the 4th largest population globally, a bustling tapestry of over 270 million people. Now you might wonder, why is this a big deal? Well, think of it this way. More young people mean more workers, consumers, and contributors to economic growth. It's like having a massive ensemble cast in the economic theater, each playing a crucial role. And not just that, more young people from different parts of the world are migrating to this country due to its fast-growing economy, leading to a remarkable urbanization trend. The more young people flock to this country, the more it transforms its economic landscape. And we are not just talking about its skyscrapers and bustling streets. We are talking about creating hubs of economic activity. It has become a breeding ground for innovation, entrepreneurship, and diverse industries. Indonesia is like that kid in class who not only keeps up with the homework, but often raises the bar. While global averages might be doing a steady waltz, Indonesia is over here doing the cha-cha, showcasing growth rates that often outpace the rest of the world. Its growth rate aligns with global averages, and its consistency is akin to the secret formula propelling a flourishing economy. But why is this consistency such a big deal? Consistent growth isn't just a statistical flex. It's the secret sauce that fuels a flourishing economy. Think of it as the backbone of economic vitality. Here's the breakdown. A consistently growing economy signals stability. Investors love stability. When they see a nation constantly expanding, they come flocking, bringing with them capital, technology, and expertise, which in turn further fuels growth. Not just that, their consistent growth increases consumer confidence because people or other nations feel confident about their financial prospects. This in turn raises economic activities in the nation, thereby increasing government revenue through taxes that are invested in infrastructure, education, and other public services. So in essence, consistent growth is the bedrock of Indonesia's fast-growing economy. It has created a virtuous cycle where economic actors, be it businesses, investors, or consumers, feed into and off of each other's confidence, propelling the nation towards sustained prosperity. Another notable way Indonesia became a fast-growing economy is that it understood and implemented strategic moves to attract foreign investments. Indonesia rolled out the red carpet for foreign investments with strategic precision.
And then now government already allowed them to own 100% for the foreigner to build a property. I think it's also a very good opportunity because we have medium of the productive age, and then they have a power purchase to buy the property now.
It's not a haphazard approach. It's a well-thought-out strategy to lure in global capital. The government of this country has implemented investor-friendly policies, reduced bureaucratic hurdles, and created a conducive environment for businesses to thrive.
Bureaucratic dismantling and restructuring of ministries have now been finalized, have declared themselves to be supporters of the government. So in terms of pushing forth legislations in Parliament, structural reforms that have been put in place, so Indonesia has become much stronger in terms of the financial institutions.
This isn't just about attracting investments. It's about creating a welcoming economic ecosystem, which in turn brings about game-changing infrastructure projects. Now, this is where the magic happens. Indonesia is investing heavily in building the backbone of a modern, efficient economy. Think highways that connect regions, ports that facilitate seamless trade, airports that open up global gateways, and energy infrastructure that powers it all. These projects aren't just about concrete and steel. They're about connecting markets, fostering trade, and reshaping the nation into what it is fast becoming. These infrastructures improve connectivity, which means businesses can operate more efficiently, goods can move swiftly, and regions can be more integrated. It's a makeover that goes beyond aesthetics. It's about laying the foundation for sustained economic growth. Now, these infrastructures bring industries that soak up tons of investments to this country. Just imagine this, a thriving ecosystem where industries are flourishing. An example of how these infrastructures are bringing investments into this country can be seen in its newly constructed high-speed railway and first ever bullet train backed by the Chinese government.
This Jakarta-Bandung fast train marks the modernization and efficiency of our mass transport system, which is environmentally friendly and integrated with other modes of transport.
A project built with saving the time of its citizens in mind. Manufacturing is on the rise, with investments pouring into sectors like automotive, electronics, and textiles. Energy projects are booming, ensuring a stable power supply for industries to thrive. Infrastructure itself has become an industry, creating jobs and opportunities. Indonesia has mastered the art of global partnership. It has become their game plan, and it is seen through some of their trade policies. The nation's trade policies are not about erecting barriers, but about tearing them down. It actively engages in trade agreements, creating an environment where its goods and services can thrive on the global stage. The goal is clear: to position Indonesia as a key player in the international economic arena through key export sectors. These key export sectors are the economic heavyweights that are powering Indonesia's global ascent. We're talking about their natural resources, palm oil, rubber, textiles, and electronics. These aren't just products. they're Indonesia's economic ambassadors. Each sector showcases the nation's capabilities and strengths. It's not merely about export, it's about demonstrating to the world the diversity and quality of what Indonesia brings to the table. And this brings about Indonesia's jaw-dropping trade surpluses. This nation isn't just participating in global trade, it's dominating. By exporting more than it imports, Indonesia creates trade surpluses that act as a catalyst for economic stability and growth. How does it do it? Efficient production processes, competitive pricing, and a commitment to delivering quality products all contribute. Plus, strategic global partnerships ensure sustained demand for Indonesian goods. These have a huge impact on its trade surplus. Trade surpluses mean increased revenue, providing businesses the opportunity to expand and governments the resources to invest. It's a virtuous cycle where smart trade policies and robust export strategies translate into a thriving economy. Currently, Indonesia's business regulations are undergoing surgical precision, eliminating unnecessary complexities. The goal is clear: to make it easier for businesses to operate. From obtaining licenses to navigating bureaucratic hoops, the reforms are aimed at fostering an environment where businesses can focus on growth instead of grappling with paperwork, which can bring about investment incentives. Strategic incentives are the secret sauce that's making Indonesia a sweet spot for businesses. The government is rolling out the welcome mat with targeted incentives for key industries. From tax breaks to favorable conditions for foreign investors, it's a calculated move to attract and retain businesses.
I hope that after spending this week in Jakarta, you will also see our amazing opportunities. Please come and invest in Indonesia.
These incentives aren't just a bonus. They are a deliberate strategy to position Indonesia as an attractive investment destination. While this country seems to be in a fast lane to becoming one of the best economies in the world, it still faces some challenges that make onlookers ask, how long will it take before they crash? One of these challenges is its political corruption. Like many other nations of the world, Indonesia grapples with corruption in the political sector, which is the driving force of its government. And this, in a way, has been disrupting the economic stability, eroding public trust, and hindering the effectiveness of the government policies they have set in place.
The challenges for Indonesia are varied and numerous. The first one is corruption. People always ask me as to whether or not Indonesia has corruption, and my answer is yes.
Tackling this challenge requires not just legal measures, but a systemic shift towards transparency and accountability. The looming specter of environmental concerns is another hurdle on the horizon. Indonesia's rich biodiversity is both an asset and a vulnerability. Issues like deforestation, pollution, and climate change pose risk to the nation's natural resources. Balancing economic development with environmental conservation is a tightrope walk. Sustainable practices, stringent regulations, and green initiatives are vital for navigating this challenge. Despite challenges, Indonesia's economic outlook remains promising. The nation has weathered storms before and emerged resilient, and its future is still very promising. Technology and digital innovation stand out as catalysts for economic expansion. Indonesia's burgeoning digital economy, e-commerce, and tech startups are not just trends, but significant contributors to future growth. Additionally, the creative industry, renewable energy, and sustainable practices represent sectors with immense potential. In conclusion, the Cinderella story might have its wicked stepmother moments, but it also promises a grand ball. Addressing political corruption and environmental concerns is part of the journey towards sustainable growth. The economic outlook, buoyed by strategic initiatives and the promising sectors for future growth, paints a picture of a nation with the resilience to overcome challenges and continue its ascent on the global economic stage. All right, people, that's a wrap on today's eye-opening journey into how Indonesia is becoming the fastest growing economy in the world. If you found this video insightful, ensure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our future explorations of the world's most intriguing topics. To see more videos like this about the economics of other countries and shocking revelations about countries you never knew about, then click to watch the next video. Plus, we love hearing your thoughts. Share your comments down below. Thanks for joining us today on this incredible journey. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.